take the PCB, be sure all the paths are clean, put a solder on one of the paths, take the component and place it on PCB. Now notice as I'm melting this solder, I'm pushing down the component because this will make it sure that the component is lying perfectly flat on the PCB. Okay, so when you are melting the tin, push down the component. And if needed, then correct the position of the component. When only one pin is soldered down, it's easy to correct the position. Once you solder more pins, you will not be able, or it's not so easy to correct the position. So before you start soldering down the rest of the pins, be sure the placement of the component is correct. Now just place the tin on the rest of the pins. Use some flux and reheat the pins. Especially if there is a lot of copper, be sure you hold down the soldering iron a little bit longer. Be sure the solder is heated up properly. Okay, only then you will get like very nice and high quality connections. It has to be heated up very well. Once everything is soldered properly, clean the PCB. And that's it. That's how you solder down the components. My tip for soldering is that if you can, use leaded solder or leaded tin. That's this red one, what you can see here. I use it sometimes. However, you only can use it for maybe your hobby projects, or you can use it in some countries, but for real products, very often you have to use lead-free solder. And lead-free solder behaves a little bit differently comparing to leaded one, and the leaded solder behaves a little bit better. So it's a little bit easier to work with, especially if you are starting with electronics. That's something what maybe you may want to use. We are going to use exactly same technique to solder down also the SMT LED. So what we are going to do first, we are going to place some solder on one of the paths. And what is next? Next, we are going to place the component. However, in this case, we need to be extra careful. When you are soldering, always double check where is the pin 1 location. Pin 1 location. Okay, so then solder down one of the pins. Be sure the position is correct. Also, when you will be soldering down this one pin, be sure you push down the component. Be sure the component lies flat on the PCB. This is very important. And then put solder on the rest of the pins or the rest of the paths. Once there is solder on every path, what we are going to do, use some flux and then reheat all the paths. This will make you sure that all the connections are perfect. Clean the PCB and it's done. There is one more thing what we need to solder down, and it is the debug header. Very similar as what we were doing for SMT components. The very first thing what we would like to solder down is only one of the pins. And that's what we are going to do now. Just solder one of the pins a little bit. Then double check if the header is aligned correctly. And only after you are happy with the position of the header, only then solder down all the other pins. Maybe you noticed I'm using a bended header. So originally it was like 90 degrees. I bended the header a little bit, so I get like 45-degree angle. And because it's plugged in this weird 45-degree way, the ends are too long, so I'm just cutting them off. And because we would like to fit this board inside of a tube, we would like to make also these pins a little bit shorter. So I'm going to remove this black plastic and I'm going to cut off part of the pin. Then just try if it's going to make good connection with the debugger, and this is how you can solder the header for our project. Okay, this was like enough about soldering, and the next step to bring our boards to life, the next step after putting the numbers on our boards and visual checking, the next step is to measure resistance of the power rails.